At first glance, a highway exit looks like the perfect place to grab a meal. McDonald's, Subway, Taco Bell, Wendy's, hot food, fast food, open late and cheap. Looks like everything a hungry driver could possibly need. So, why do most long haul truck drivers drive right past it, even after 10 hours behind the wheel with nothing in their stomach? It isn't because the food is bad. It isn't because they're not hungry. And it has nothing to do with being picky. There are several reasons, and they all start the moment a truck tries to pull off the exit. Here's something most people never think about: a fully loaded semi truck is roughly 70 feet long. A standard fast food drive through was designed for a sedan, not a truck, not a van, not even a large pickup, a sedan. The turning radius alone makes most drive throughs physically impossible. Pull in too wide and the trailer clips the curb. Pull in too tight and the front cab swings out into oncoming traffic. Some drivers have tried anyway. It never ends well. For them, for the restaurant, and sometimes for the car that didn't see it coming. So the drive through is out. That leaves parking. And parking a 70-foot vehicle at a fast food restaurant is a completely different problem. Most lots are designed to pack in as many cars as possible. Tight rows, compact spaces, narrow lanes. There's no room for a semi. The few spots long enough are usually blocked, taken, or specifically marked for passenger vehicles. A driver who manages to squeeze in often can't get back out without reversing multiple times, swinging wide, and holding up every car behind him. Most don't even bother trying. They drive past, hungry, again. But it goes deeper than just parking. Federal hours of service rules control every single minute of a trucker's day. Drive time, break time, rest time. All of it tracked, all of it logged. A 30-minute wait in a drive-through line isn't just inconvenient. It counts against the clock the exact same way a real rest break does. Time spent sitting in a fast food line is time that can't be used for sleep. And for a driver already running tight on hours, that trade isn't worth making. This is why experienced drivers plan food stops completely differently than most people expect. They don't stop when they're hungry. They stop when it makes sense for the route. A fuel stop that happens to have food. A truck stop diner built right there in the parking lot. A rest area with enough space to breathe without burning half a brake on a line that doesn't move. Rookies stop when the stomach says stop. Veterans stop when the route says stop. And then there's the food itself. 10 or 12 hours behind the wheel isn't like 10 or 12 hours at a desk. The constant concentration, the vibration through the seat, the endless micro adjustments on a busy highway, it drains the body differently. Drivers who rely on fast food for weeks at a time describe it almost the same way every time. Works fine for a day or two. Then the fatigue starts stacking. Greasy, heavy food slows digestion. And in a cab where there's no movement, no walking, no way to burn it off, that discomfort doesn't fade. It just sits there, mile after mile after mile. This isn't about drivers being health conscious. This is drivers figuring out, usually the hard way, what keeps them sharp and what quietly destroys them. A driver who gets drowsy at mile 400 because of a bad meal isn't just uncomfortable. He's a danger to every single car sharing that highway with him. So food stops becoming strategy, not just fuel. And here's the part that most people never think about. It isn't just one bad experience that turns drivers off fast food. It's the same problems repeated on every route in every state for years. The lot that looked big enough from the street but wasn't. The drive-through that wasted 40 minutes. The meal that felt fine going down and terrible 3 hours later. After enough of those, the math becomes obvious. Fast food wasn't built for trucks. The parking wasn't. The drive-throughs weren't. Even the menus weren't. Portioned for someone sitting at a desk for 8 hours, not someone managing 80,000 pounds down a highway for 12. The whole system was designed around a different kind of driver entirely. So the ones who've been doing this for years figured out their own system long ago. Some carry coolers packed before the trip. Sandwiches, fruit, snacks that don't require stopping at all. Some have specific truck stop diners memorized by route. Not because the food is exceptional, but because the parking is real, the booths are big, and nobody's going to block them in. A few have favorite rest stops in specific states. One driver described a rest area in rural Tennessee as the only spot on his entire regular route where he could park, eat, and sit still for 20 minutes without any kind of fight. That's not a restaurant recommendation. That's survival knowledge. Passed driver to driver, sometimes for years before anyone else even finds out it exists. It's not written in any manual. It's learned one bad stop at a time. So, the next time you pull off a highway exit and see a line of trucks parked at a Flying J or a Pilot, engines running, drivers nowhere in sight, they're inside. Not at the burger place next door. Inside the truck stop, where the parking fits, the food is real, and no one's going to tow them for taking up extra space. It's not glamorous. But on a road where almost nothing is glamorous, it's the option that actually works. And that's the part of trucking most people never see from the outside. Every single decision, when to stop, where to eat, what to order, is part of a system built over years of hard lessons and long, hungry miles. Nobody teaches you this in CDL school. You figure it out the way drivers figure out almost everything out here, one bad exit at a time. So here's a question for you now. If you're a truck driver, what's your go-to food strategy on a long haul? Drop it in the comments. I want to hear it. And if you've never driven a truck, be honest. Did you know any of this before watching? Let me know down below. I read every comment. If you learned something new today, hit like and subscribe, because truckers deserve a lot more credit than most people give them. And we want to change that, one video at a time. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.